Well, hi folks, and welcome to the channel. I'm Lee, your Oldhammer host. I'm recording this video on April 26, 2022, and the scuttlebutt is that this upcoming weekend, Games Workshop is going to start taking pre-orders for their new Necromunda box set. This is the Ash Waste expansion for Necromunda. So to commemorate that, I thought it would be fun to take a look at some Ash Wastes Imperial Guard army bundles from 20 years ago. I was not even aware that these packages existed, but they did, and there's some very cool stuff in there. I literally just discovered these the other day when I was flipping through the June-July 2001 issue of Troll, which was Games Workshop's mail-order magazine. So this is more or less just a pamphlet, but sometimes these old back issues have some interesting things hidden inside. I thought this was funny. Games Workshop Online Canada, now officially up and running. All in Canadian dollars and Canadian shipping prices. What more could you want? We've got some Dark Elf stuff. We've got some Inquisitor stuff. And I flipped the page over and it's like, what the heck is this? I had never seen this before in my life. So yeah, this appears to be an Imperial Guard army, either recruited specifically for the Ash Wastes of Necromunda or recruited from the Ash Wastes of Necromunda. So we're going to take a closer look at those squads individually, but before we do, I just want to mention this is the type of thing that made me a GW fan way back in the day. So obviously GW was running a company, they needed to turn a profit, but they still had a sense of fun and creativity. So even though this wasn't part of the regular product line, they put it together anyway. And they probably didn't make a lot of money on it, and it probably was more work for the mail order guys. But when you do something like this, I think it pays dividends because the fan base notices. They get engaged, they think it's kind of exciting whether they buy it or not, and they can't wait for the next issue of Troll to show up because who knows what's going to be in there. And in this case, all of these minis came from pre-existing GW lines. They didn't have to design anything new. They just took inventory they already had and put it together in an interesting new way. Anyway, I missed out on the Ash Wastes Imperial Guard army 20 years ago, which I feel is a minor tragedy now because there's some truly awesome stuff in there that I'd like to have. To begin, Games Workshop offered both a Chimera and a Leman Russ with Ash Waste conversion bits. I'm not sure what those are exactly, but if you're an Imperial Armored expert, maybe you'll see something in the photo, and if you do, please leave a comment. Next, we have a squad of Ash Waste Ogryns. These are in fact repurposed Necromunda Scalies from the Scavy faction. Scalies are hulking, resilient, regenerating mutants from severely polluted bad zones of the Underhive. But in the Ash Wastes Imperial Guard, they've been reimagined as Necromunda Ogryns, who apparently haven't been using their standard issue SPF 700 sunblock, so they are peeling a bit. Also, instead of Ripper guns, they apparently have blunderbusses and harpoon launchers. Next, just below the Scalies, you'll see a squad of Imperial Guard Rough Riders mounted on Imperial Jet Bikes. So before the Rough Riders of Adelan, Imperial Guard cavalry were just regular guardsmen on horseback. Guardsmen riding horses had one set of legs, but if you gave them a different set of legs, you could have those guardsmen riding motorcycles or jet bikes. Here's a closer look at an Imperial Guard officer jetting into battle with a weapon in each hand. Hopefully he's steering with his feet or something. However, at some point, GW also released Tallarn Rough Rider figures. I actually have quite a few loose Tallarn Rough Riders here, but I'm afraid of painting horses, so they are unassembled up to this point. I also have a couple of unopened blister packs. There's a Tallarn Sergeant, and there is a regular Rough Rider, but these are kind of expensive now, so I'm loath to open them up. So the package says these are from 1997. So presumably what they've done here is taken Tallarn Rough Rider torsos and hunting lances, attached them to appropriate Imperial Guard biker legs, and they replaced the Tallarn horses with jet bikes. And all of a sudden you have a squad of jet bikers with explosive hunting lances rampaging across the desert. And finally we get to the Ash Wastes Imperial Guard infantry, which are made up of Necromunda Ash Waste nomad figures. Now I'm not sure how they convinced the nomads to join the guard, so I imagine this is more of a bandit militia than regular army. However, since the nomads know the Ash Waste better than anyone, it's probably good to have these guys on the payroll. So let's take a look at some of those Ash Waste mail order package deals from 2001. So you could get a squad of 10 infantry, that's 10 nomads, including a sergeant and a heavy weapon, for $32. 3 of the scaly ogrins would cost you $30. There's a Leman Russ for $39, a Chimera for $39. They both come with Ash Waste conversion bits. The Rough Rider Jet Bike squad was $65 for 5 Rough Rider Jet Bikers. I would have had to get 2 of those, so that would have been an expensive proposition, but I would not have been able to pass that up. The Armored Fist squad deal, that's an infantry squad and a Chimera. The platoon deal, a command section of 5 nomads and 2 infantry squads. And finally, the army deal for $199. That is a command HQ, a command section, 3 infantry squads, 1 Chimera, 1 Leman Russ, and 5 Rough Rider Jet Bikers. And all the nomads come with tons of extra weapons bits, and they certainly do. The only thing I might add to that is a Tallarn Sentinel. This came from Forge World. He might make a nice addition to some sort of Ash Waste nomad bandit militia. Okay, folks, that is our look at the very cool Ash Wastes Imperial Guard bundles from Troll Magazine from way back in 2001. I'm afraid I will never own any Tallarn Jet Bikers at this point, or have enough Necromunda Ash Waste nomads to create a proper Imperial Guard army. However, I do have quite a bit of Tallarn, as well as some desert-themed armor and some Rough Riders. So yeah, these guys could certainly stand in for an Ash Waste Nomads Imperial Guard bandit militia in a pinch, and we'll just have to settle for good old-fashioned horses instead of jet bikes. Okay, that's a wrap for today. Thanks as always for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll be back very shortly with some more tabletop wargaming goodness. But until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.